All right, let's give this another go. I'm going to try to add the grill here on the front of the TV, and I'll try to work efficiently here. To do this grill on the front of the TV, switch to the Modify tab, and I'm going to grab the edges. And I'm just going to select that first edge there, hold down my Control key, and select the other edge. So I've got two edges selected, and I want to connect these. Looking at the reference image here, if I create two vertical lines, then I'm going to have uh, rather two horizontal lines. If I create two horizontal lines here between that, I'm going to be able to create the space that I want to have to create that grill from like its top to its bottom. And then in between those two lines I'm going to put in a bunch of other lines. And you'll see how this is going to work out. How it's going to work out. Let's see. We're going to use the Connect menu. And with the Connect menu on, we're going to click 2. We want 2 segments here, and we'll hit the green button. And that's pretty good. I am going to move these segments, so I got to change to the Move tool, and I'm going to move them down just in Z, down here towards the bottom. Then I'm just going to select that top piece and move that top piece up just a little bit more. Because again, if I look at my reference image here, this is close like to the very bottom here, like I see there. And it down here at the bottom, the other end matches nicely with what I'm trying to accomplish at the other end. Let me window this so I can make this easy to always be able to go back and forth between these pictures. There we go. I'm going to hide that just there. That way I can easily hit on that without having to go find the tab. All right, enough about that. Let's select these two lines that we just created. Hold the Control key to select multiple objects. So, I click to select the first line. If I'm smart, I'll turn off the Move tool. Press the Control key, select the second line, open the Connect menu, and I want to put two more edges in, and I'll check the green check mark. Now I do want to move these lines. I want to move this one over about that far, and then grab this line right here, click it to grab it, and then grab just that X stick and move that over about there on the other side. All right. Now, in between these two lines, now I'm selecting both those lines, and let me turn off the Move tool so I don't actually move them. Now I've got these two lines that I just created from connecting those two lines. In this space, I'm going to use the Connect tool again, but this time I'm going to run it up to 13 more lines. So this is going to create 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 different sections, 14 different faces. We're going to create that indentation there that we see in the grill here. There's 14 different little grill holes right here. So I'm setting up the basic structure to pull this off. So I got those lines in there. I'm going to go ahead and click on polygons, and I'm going to select all of these polygons here. Now, I got to be careful because I just did that with the select window open, but check it out. If I roll out and press my Alt key down and my middle mouse button, and if I look back here, ooh, good. I didn't get anything else back there. I just got those. That's because I have ignore backfacing checked right here. If I didn't have ignore backfacing checked, and if I did something like that, drill like that, I have to be careful because without ignore backfacing checked, you're going to get more than you ask for. Let me unselect everything. Let me click on ignore backfacing. Now with that checked, I could zoom in on this nice and close, draw the little ribbon like that, so I got the ribbon like that, let go, and I know that I've only got 14 polygons selected, which is exactly what I want. I'm going to use the Inset tool down here, Inset. So I'm going to click on the menu button, and I want to change. Right now it's insetting the entire group of polygons. I don't want to do that inset by the group. I want to do the inset by polygon. So, and then the number is just way too huge. So return that to 0. And I think 0.1, 0.2, actually, I want to mean a full 0.1. There we go, 0.1. 0.1 centimeters is good. If I hold down my Alt key and my middle mouse button, I can look at this from the angle and see that, yeah, I'm getting good insets on all of these. all of these are being pushed in a little bit. So I'll go ahead and click the green check mark. And then I'm going to click on the extrude tool. And the extrude tool, I'm going to immediately zero that out. And then I want to go backwards. And I think I'm going to go backwards about about a half a centimeter back. So minus 0.5. So minus 0.5 centimeter. And I'll click my little check mark. And then I'll stop and take a look at what I've made here because I've done something. I've done some modeling here. Let me see what it's looking like in the preview. Can't see much of anything, can I? Yeah, my material is so dark that I lose a lot here because of my dark material. I'm going to change that here in just a little bit. So we got the basic structure here. I want to create a Polygon Selection Set so that I can be able to get the inside polygons here. Right now at the moment, I've got all of the back polygons, but I want to get all of these faces right here, these edges. Hold my control key down and get all those faces. Okay, I've got 14 times 3. 14 times 3 would be 42. Yep, I got 42 polygons. I want to get those sides. And I'm selecting these all one at a time. Hold my Alt key down, swing around to this side, get these 14 sides. And when you've done that, you will have selected 70 polygons. You should see over here that it says 70 polygons selected. It should say 70. Hope you had that check mark right there on ignore backfacing. Now with those, that's going to be inside the grill. So I'm going to click on Create Selection Set and call this Grill. 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 That's the grill. Okay, so I've got the grill. The grill is going to be separate from the front face of the television. Um, and yeah, I want to make sure that I get that front face of the TV too. So now with the selection set made, I can click on black here. And what you'll notice is before when we first created this, um, black. Wow, that's interesting. It also includes one little tiny. So I definitely for my black, I do not want that there in my black. But I do want to get this all added back into what I want to paint black. And then I have to be really careful here with this. I just want to get the front faces. I don't want to get any of the inside. See, I got that one on the inside there. I don't want that. Make sure I didn't get that one either. Don't want that face. Hold my control key down. Oh, got too much. Got too much again. I don't think I have. No, none of those faces are selected up there, none down there. Okay. And then I need to get this side over here. These little edge faces here. Now I really do have all of the faces on the very front face of the television all selected here, so they're all selected. And now that I have all those faces selected, and I just want to make sure that I don't have any of the inside. I want the inside all needs to not be selected. And I believe the inside is not selected. None on the inside. Yeah, none on the inside are selected. So this selection set is the one I want to be called black. Oh, I just blew it. Control Z. There we go. We'll call it new black because when I cut into this face, I broke the black selection set of the face of the TV that I wanted to be painted black. So we'll call this new black. I'm going to open the material editor now, and I'm going to change the black material that I made, which is this one right here. I'm going to change it from that. I'm just going to call it light black. Lighten it up a little bit on that, and I'm going to bring the color down some. I'll go with that right there. And then I'm going to apply that material to the face. Take a look at it in the renderer. It's really hard to see the grill. But now let me get the grill. And the grill, I'm going to create a new material for the grill. So let me collapse these. Stack them. Move these up. For the grill, I'm just going to use a physical material. And call this grill. And then for its base color here, something about like that. And I'm going to bring it over and I'm going to apply it. And now let me zoom here and turn to the side a little bit so I can see this at the right angle and see how it's looking. Ah, that is starting to look like a grill. Pretty happy with it. All right, cool. So done with the, so we're halfway there. And hopefully we'll get the rest of the way here. Notice something here. If I zoom in on this, those are not square shaped on the edges. Those are kind of round shaped. They're round shaped. So there's a lot of different ways we could round shape these. Trying to actually model it in, it'll add so many polygons and so much, it's crazy. So I don't want to do it that way. But what I am going to do is we're going to go and get off polygons here, and we're going to go to the Create tab, and we're going to create a tube. Okay. And let's see, let me move back a little bit here, and let me click right here and there we go. Created a basic tube. Let me switch to the Modify tab where I can make some changes to this thing. First off, I'm going to turn on Angle Snap, get the Rotate tool, zoom in on this, and I want to rotate this thing upright, 90 degrees. So there we go, 90 degrees exactly. So it's rotated up. Also, my sides, I'm going to bump my sides up to like 36. Hope that's okay. Sides up to 36. Height segments. That can just be one. We only need one height segment. This thing only needs to be able to curve. Um, it's really huge. Let's see, the inner radius, that can be about 0.25. I think it's about that, about 0.25, and the outer radius can be about 0.5, I think it is. Come down quite a bit here. Now let me zoom in on it again. Probably going to have to adjust these numbers once I get into position. And then I'm going to turn on the slice. And let me see here if I can remember how this goes. Um, I want, yeah, that slice to 180. So I'm going to slice this to 180. Slice it to 180 degrees. So slice is going from 0 degrees to 180 degrees. And that, and then this thing is way too tall. Oh my gosh, I don't need it to be that tall. And now I'm going to get the move tool and I'm going to start to move this thing into position. So if I zoom out on this, it's really tiny. And let me bring it up and let me bring it back and see. It's going to, okay, yeah, let's see. Am I getting anywhere near the television? There's probably a better way to do this. Yeah, I moved way back from where I need to be. Then right there. Okay, zoom in on that. And now, there we go. I'm in the front of the grill. Okay, cool. Let's go back and hit the. There we go. I just hit the TV. All right. Let me zoom in on that. So, yep, I can see I'm still too big. Let me come down here to one end. And in fact, let me make sure that I'm up near the top. In fact, if I was in the front viewport, this would be a lot better. In the front viewport, I can really just find. In fact, that's where I want to be. Definitely do this in the front viewport. So in the front viewport, at least lining up this angle right here and lining up these measurements. So it's way too big. Let me drop my inner. That's the outer. Let me drop my inner down. Too far. Wow. 0.23 seems like it might be a little on the big side. 0.22 seems like it might be a little on the small side. I'll go with a little on the big side so it'll bury itself in the side. Okay, so 0.20, 0.23. All right, that's good. The curve will just bury itself into the side of the wall, so that's going to be fine. Happy with that. So got a good curve here. Let's see. These sides. 18. Yeah, let's leave it 18. Yeah, it was crazy for me to put that at 36. In fact, I might be able to get by with 9. Yeah, 9 will be fine. 9. So 9 sides. And then what I'm going to do here now, go back to perspective. And I don't know why my skins aren't on. Let me zoom here on this. So I'm not quite into the TV yet. Let me get lined up so I'm meshed into the TV. There we go. All right. So that's meshed into the TV. Good. Now let's get one of these looking great, material on it so that it looks good. This piece, we want to turn it into 2 different pieces. Okay. Now that I've got it into position, I can see here it doesn't go back deep enough. I do need to increase the height. Hold on a second. I'm getting a phone call. Hold on, Hui. I got to pop. All right. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to move it down so that I see it sink into the very back there. And then I'm going to increase the height, clicking on the little up arrow until the height just breaks the surface. There we go. The height just breaks the surface. When the height just breaks the surface, everything is good. All right. Now this tube is ready to go. I'm going to convert it into an editable poly. And then I need to get my hands on its polygons. Hit F4 to turn on the wireframe. And the polygons I want, turn off that move tool. And that right there would be the oh, and I'm also going to get oh, occurred to me. I got a small problem I need to take care of. The outer radius is still too big. That outer radius needs to become smaller. There we go. The outer radius is now smaller. Yep, about like that. And then there we go. Moved into that. Here we go. All right. It's coming from the bottom, passing to the top. All right. Now I will convert it into an editable poly. And now that it's an editable poly, I'll go get those very polygons I was just talking about. Turn off that move tool. All right. With those, I'm going to create a selection set that I'll call that front face. Front face. Hit the enter key. That's good. And then I'm going to let me right click and let me hide unselected. That just makes everything else go away. I want to get that part, and I want to get every other part on the inside here. All right. And those are going to be the inside. Inside. So created a selection set, called it inside. All right. So now that I've got those selection sets made, let me unhide all, bring everything back. And I've already got the materials made in order to paint this stuff. With the material editor open, I'm going to paint the inside there with the grill coloring for the inside. That paints the inside. Then I'll change to the front face, and that's going to be the light black that's going to go on that part. All right. And now let's take a look and see how this is looking. Ooh, that corner is nicely rounded. You almost can't even see it. I can just make out that seam right there. Let's see. Um, Playing with its, I can't play with the height anymore. Um, but what can I play with? Um, Let me get the move tool. And it looks like a change in Y. Nope, that's making it go up. Let me see. That makes a lip appear right there. All right, so I'm not going to worry about it. It's okay. It's okay. I'm not going to worry about it. It looks pretty good. Let's focus on what's important here. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to look, if I zoom out like that, can you even make it? No, you can't even see it. You can't even see it. There's like a little small line, but you can't see it at this resolution. Even if I move in close, I can't see it. So when I go out all the way like this, you won't be able to see it at all. It's just going to look nice and rounded. It's going to fit right in. All right. So now we're going to take advantage. We got this one built, and it's got all the right colors in it, which is great. Um, so maybe there's one other thing we ought to do to it before I copy this, because this will make it. No, you guys should see the rotations, because it can all be rotated in order to get where we want it. All right, so here we go. With it painted, I'm going to go to the front viewport, and I'm going to mouse out so that I can, look clearly here. Well, you know what? Actually, I want to line this up well, so I better do this from right here. I want to clone this many times, so I'm going to hold my shift key down, use my move tool, and I want to position that so it's just like the one on the top. And when it's just like the one on the top, um, clone part of mesh. No, I had those polygons selected. I'm an idiot. Get those polygons unselected. Now I'll hold my shift key. And I'll pull that copy out. And again, I'll line it up here. I'll line it up with, there we go. Lines up pretty good there. This time, I want to make all these instances, okay? And we're going to make 13 copies. 13 copies of this tube. Let's call this grill end. And this one's going to be O2. And I'll click OK. And it's gone through and it's made all the rest. Look at that. So it's made all the rest. It's made all these little grills for us here. That's great. If I go to render this now, we look very good from this side. It looks very good. Now, we need to move these over to the other side. Let's turn off that move tool. Select object and hold my control key down and I'll start selecting these. All right, I have all 14 of these now selected. I've got 14 of these selected. Get my move tool with the W key, hold down my shift, and this time I only want one copy. I only want one copy because I'm making all 14 of them right now. And I want them to be instances again so that they'll have the same look. And then make sure angle snaps is on. This angle snaps need to be blue. I'm going to switch to angle snaps and I'm going to rotate these 180 degrees. Get the move tool and I'm going to move them into position. Now I'm going to wheel backwards and then I'm going to be thinking, hey, I think I did it. I'm great. I'm awesome. And I'm like, whoa, hold on a second. I'm showing the wrong color paint over there. And they're even sticking out. No problem. I'm going to get the rotate tool again, only this time let me get out of front view and let me get into perspective view. And in this perspective view right here, I want to rotate these along that red, this red one right here. And so I'll rotate it 180, exactly 180. And let me move this back here a little bit and off to the side and hit the render button here. And those things went right into place. And they look very good. So that wraps up getting those rounded edges. Look at that one more time. Yeah, they look nice. They look very well. I like it. It's got a good look. Okay, so let me do an incremental save. Save as. Hit the plus symbol. Yeah, I do. And I get to stop another recording.